So going to school while you're disabled can be a little bit rough. A lot of times you have to miss so much things, be prom or whatever event that's going on. Mainly because you have to deal with your surgeries, you got to deal with your appointments, and you got to deal with just certain medical stuff. So unfortunately, I do know like a lot of disabled people that never went to prom and never went to all these little events. I miss a good majority of them, except for like the games. I think the football games were like the only things I really went to. But even then, a lot of the sports stuff I just kind of missed out on. And so the reason why you usually miss out is mainly because you got appointments or you physically can't go because of your surgeries or whatnot. And so going to school like all year long is a bit rough. You miss like around maybe 20 days, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more out of the school year. And not all the teachers really care, to be honest. Some just like whatever. You still got to pass the class on time like everybody else. So there's times I'll go and have surgery and come back with F's, so I have to put them all to C's. And of course, you have some teachers that were understanding, and they allowed me to make it up and get full credit. But most of the time, a lot of times, it was just kind of like half credit here and there. And so I did my best not to miss a class out. So I didn't really like going to appointments, but of course I had to go to. But I always make sure I got my schoolwork ahead of time. And when even in college, it was a little bit rough. A couple teachers helped me, but for the most part, not really. In college, it's a bit different. Even if you're disabled, they really don't care. And so a lot of times when you go to school, now it's a lot better because now you get to have a nurse and you get to ask for certain things that were kind of there when I was in school, but it wasn't really taken that serious, and you probably didn't get it all the time. I was fortunate to have a nurse throughout school, but other than that, it was kind of like you didn't really get much help. It was kind of like on your own, and so it's pretty rough to graduate from high school and college when you have to deal with all this uphill battle. I mean, it is doable, but keep in mind that you're probably not going to graduate on time with everything. So with high school, I was very fortunate and to graduate the regular 4 years, and on top of that, I even missed like a half semester, and I managed to get an honor roll a couple times and get some good grades, but realistically, I wasn't gonna get any higher than 3.0. It's just too much of a battle. Then plus, if you're on your drugs and the pills you gotta take, you're always drowsy and you really can't focus in class and you really don't do your homework all that much. So it is a struggle, and as important as school is, your health is a little bit more important. So really focus on your health and school. Yeah, you want to graduate high school like everybody else, but unfortunately, sometimes for some of us, we're gonna have to graduate as adults. And get our high school diploma. If you can get your high school diploma, get it. But I really wouldn't worry too much about it because you're gonna go a different route as far as being disabled. You can't be like everybody else. So unfortunately, you're going to go a little bit slower route, maybe more passive income, and do things a little bit differently. In college, I went to a 2 year college, community college. Instead, I got a couple of degrees from there. Instead of doing the regular 2 3 years, it took me like about 4.5 years. I think 4 years more or less. Yeah, it took me about 4 years to graduate, and I was even going through summer school and having to deal with a couple surgeries after that, and just dealing with my appointments, and so that was pretty a big struggle. So I mean, for someone with disability, like if you got severe disability, man, just getting like a high school diploma can feel like a PhD at times, and getting a degree in college seems like the impossible. But it is doable. Some people have done it. Some people with worse conditions than me have done it. Some people with lesser conditions have done it. And so it is doable, but it is going to take a while, and it is a struggle. So I encourage you to continue going to school, but don't really expect the same route as everybody else. You're probably not gonna go to university. You're probably not gonna graduate high school in the regular 4 years. It might take you a year after you graduate. After your 4 years, maybe take 5 years, 6 years to get it because you just have to deal with so much medical stuff. And now, fortunately, they do help you. In school a lot better. You get a lot more better treatment as a disabled person in school. When I was going to school, it wasn't always the case. I was fortunate to have some principals and some good teachers, to help me out. But that's not always the case, and sometimes you just gotta rough it out. And in college, don't expect to do it the traditional 4 years. If you might have to go to the JUCO route, just go to community college and get a certificate, whatever the case may be. So it is rough, but it is doable. And don't just have different expectations. Expect maybe have none. Just have the goal to graduate, and then whatever how long that takes to get you there, get you there. Because I know they do have certain degrees and certificates for people with disabilities that mental disabilities can't really mentally do it. which that even is nice, to show that you show some kind of dedication. And even though it may not be, it might consider like the regular degree, it's still something to be proud of considering your circumstances. Not everybody can be born with, all the abilities to do everything in the world. So it's nothing should hold against yourself. You should be proud of what you accomplished. Because there's some more to life than just education. There's other areas in life, and your health is very important. Without your health, none of that stuff really matters at the end of the day. So focus on your health, do your best on education, get as high as you can, and then just be happy about that. Be proud of what you got. I would have been happy with the high school diploma. I got my AA degree, and I'm happy with that. A bachelor's degree, maybe in the future when my health gets better, when I get better medical stuff, I can probably work on that. But as of right now, it's really difficult to do. So thank you for watching this video, and I encourage you to continue your education and get as far as you can. Bye.